Welcome to Discovering. Tonight I have a few different stories to share with you. First, we head to the Yooper Side-by-Side Classic in Negaunee.
Every one of the stations is meant to give a different presentation of the targets.
Then we switch shooting sports and take a look at the Deertrack Bowhunters Archery Range in Marquette County.
There's 14 field targets and there's about 20 3D targets scattered around.
And I sit down with Sara at the Daily Press to talk about the upcoming UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo. So sit back and relax. It's Monday night and it's time for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
Birds of a feather, or those who enjoy shooting clay birds, flocked together for the annual Yooper Side-by-Side Classic at the Negaunee Rod Gun Club the weekend of August 23rd and 24th.
A lot of us went to shoot side-by-side shoots like this one throughout the country, and we would thought if we did one here at our club, it would be a great venue for people from Michigan and the Upper Peninsula in particular, and Northeast Wisconsin. We didn't expect what happened. We have people here now today from Texas, from Washington State.
The event is a shooting competition using side-by-side shotguns.
Some of them are modern, but the vast majority of them are probably 1950s and older. Some of them are even black powder. Some are hammer guns.
Side-by-side shotguns were perfected in England in the late 1800s. And the gun today, they're all handmade. And the guns today are basically the same guns that were perfected in the late 1800s.
The event brings together first-time shooters to seasoned shooters from across the country, 115 to be exact.
A lot of people from around the country come to our shoot, and it's fun shooting with them. We get to see these guys so often, men and women both, that we've, a lot of friends are built and look forward to seeing each other and compare guns and compare stories. And
this is my first year actually really shooting, so I'm getting new to it and liking it. It's fun.
What do you like about it?
I don't know, I just like, the camaraderie of it. It's fun to get out with everybody and just have fun.
Yeah, Michigan, we're pretty lucky. There's quite a few of these in Michigan. And so it's something we just love, the side-by-sides, the older guns. And so we do probably, a good half a dozen of them a year. And there's some out of the state we do as well. They're all different, right? So every club's a little bit unique. And so sometimes they're fairly small shoots. Sometimes they're big shoots, So there's some that have 300 and 400 shooters show up. There's others you might have 40 or 50 guys show up. So it's just a good time. It's fun. It's not, super competitive, but it's just, it's kind of a personal challenge thing. You want to shoot better every time.
There are side-by-side events across the country, and many of these shooters travel to multiple in a year. Where are you from, Byron?
Oswego, Kansas.
What are you doing here today?
Come up to enjoy the shooting the side-by-side group with my northern friends.
How long have you been doing this?
This is my second year coming up for this one, but I've been coming up north for these shoots for about 4 years now. This is the best of them. For me to drive almost 1,000 miles to get here, this is one of the best ones.
Ho!
The club throws 23 to 25,000 clay pigeons throughout the weekend.
There's a lot of people here that are shooting 250, 300 rounds of clays a day because of with all the side events.
Club member Mike Ansel gave me a tour of some of the stations in the main and side events.
There's 2 different color targets, and the object is to try to shoot the orange target and not shoot the yellow target. And they get thrown randomly together. So you don't know whether the orange target will be higher or below. And you don't know whether you'll get a pair of orange targets or one of each. So the object is to just shoot the orange ones. Like you were hunting, you only want to shoot roosters so the hens can repopulate.
The whole idea of sporting clays was designed to emulate hunting. And the plan is to make the targets like a flushing grouse or a rooster, or we've got one course is incoming mallards.
Across the course, clays are thrown at a variety of trajectories, angles, speeds, elevations, and distances.
So the grouse walk, competitors will shoot a sequence of targets from each station. So there are 3 sequences at each of the 5 stations for a total of 15. And then as they finish their sequence, they rotate until everyone has shot all 5 stations. And the clays are coming from 6 different angles. So every sequence and every station creates a different appearance for each of the targets. So this is called the pigeon ring. Okay. And on the pigeon ring, it's essentially a target or a thrower that is behind all that brush. Oh, okay. And it's hidden from view. It rotates 360 degrees, but it also oscillates up and down to change the trajectory. And the participant has no idea if the clay is going to go left, right, towards them, away from them. It's constantly changing. But there's a ribbon glued to the clay. And when they shoot the pigeon, the ribbon has to land inside of this net. Oh, okay. And if it lands inside of the net, then they get a point for that shot. If the ribbon happens to carry with the wind outside of the net, then they lose the point. Or if they shoot the clay too late and it lands outside, then they lose the point.
Yeah, and rotate. Woo! There's the best shot of the day.
So this is rascally rabbits. The participant would stand in the station right here. They would call for their rabbits, and these guys would push a button, and we would have rabbits that come out from behind the bales of straw, and you've got wooden dogs out there. You certainly don't want to hit those. They get 12 pairs of targets, and they bounce and they go different speeds.
Nice finish.
The main Sporting Clays event is set up in a wooded area next to the range to give the stations a more realistic hunt experience.
And they drive a golf cart or a side-by-side from station to station along the entire course. There's 12 different stations, and there's a different set of presentations at each station.
Oh. There you go.
And they're shooting what we call report pairs. So when you have one clay that's thrown and you fire your gun, then the second clay is released.
Did you get that?
Nice shooting.
Stations are designed with various levels of difficulty.
With 12 stations on the main event course, for example, there's some stations that are very easy for everybody, and some of them are more challenging, but they'll make everybody a better shooter.
Certain stations may give you more trouble than other ones. All depends on, it's all in your mind.
Station has a left clay and then a right clay. And the one coming from the left is kind of tucked behind the trees. And the one on the right, you can see it. So it's a little easier to see that clay as it comes out of the machine and approaches. But this one from the left is a lot harder to pick up. So this one is going to go out on an upward angle into that gap. And then another one is down in the trees and comes out and lands up here by this machine.
Those I talked to said even though it is a competition, it's more about the camaraderie and having fun, and also competing against yourself and becoming a better marksman. And of course, there are some trophies and bragging rights too. The Deertrack Bowhunters Archery Range in Marquette County is having an open house this Saturday, and they invited me to see what the range is all about.
So my name is Ben Poquette. I'm one of the club members here. I come out here and shoot probably 2-3 days a week. It's a lot of fun. We have 14 targets, 3Ds at each. Obviously the animal targets at each station, but we also have field targets, like a bullseye target. To shoot, and we have different distances. We have targets going all the way out to 80 yards.
Here.
So this one we're at 30. Okay. So I'll see if I can't hit the black bear for you.
It's almost bear season. The club started building this range in 2021 and have made improvements over the last few years to bring it up to today's current condition.
We started work on the range in June of 2021. We would have started earlier, but COVID kind of threw a wrench into things. And we were open to members that September, but we only had a couple targets. And by the next June, we had the range pretty much as you see it today. But we've been working on it steady since.
Even though today's range is new, the Deertrack Archery Range dates back over 80 years.
Yeah, this is what was left from the old range. So we kind of scavenged and salvaged and rebuilt, and because we were starting from the ground up. It started in the early 40s by one of the descendants of the Longyear family, and she built the archery range for her resort and for her daughter, Mary, who was actively shooting in California at the time. So they built the range, and then as the resort kind of dwindled, a group of local Marquette people took it over and ran it for the next 68 years at the Deertrack location. It was really a world-class facility. Had 28 outdoor targets. We had probably 20 broadhead targets, giant practice range. It was just gorgeous, right in the middle of the city of Marquette, which used to be the suburbs. Well, that one was, there was a change of ownership, and they decided to sell the property with property values booming like they are. So they decided to terminate our lease, and that was the end of a long and happy relationship. So. But they've been good to us since, so it helped us out a little bit. There's 4 life members. That was all that was left of the club, and they decided let's get it revamped. So we went and did a lot of presentations to a lot of places and found a couple potential spots. But the Marquette County Fairgrounds really stepped up and pretty much gave us an open credit card to do what we needed to do here.
The course layout is similar to a golf course, and archers advance from one target to another in a safe sequence.
Well, in the city of Marquette, you're not allowed to shoot a bow in your backyard. That's not a common thing that people know, but that's viewed as a firearm. So to practice, you have to go somewhere. So a lot of people are just at their camps or in the woods, but this is a nice organized way to do it, and it's designed for safety. This replicates hunting conditions. You get all kinds of different yardages and different angles and uphill, downhill. It's really a good workout. We find a lot of hunters who like to hunt out west for elk and mule deer really use the outdoor range a lot.
It's one of my favorite targets here. Get you thinking about deer season. And most of these 3D animals are in different types of situations. So, we have obviously the field targets just for fun if you want to come out and shoot. But if you're a bow hunter, this is perfect practice for you to get really good for deer season. It's a lot different than just shooting in your backyard. Archery's for everyone. It's fun. It's not just for bow hunters. It's a sport the whole family can enjoy. What most people don't understand is that archery doesn't have to be expensive. It's a rather inexpensive way to just enjoy the outdoors, have fun. It's a team sport, or you can shoot alone. And I just really enjoy it. So I spend a lot of time out here.
The club is looking to increase its membership so they can continue to make improvements and replace and add new targets, which are not cheap.
Especially with enough members, if we recruit more members, we can have different types of shots, like from elevated platforms. The plans we have for the future and expansion is really neat. But what we want people to know is that this is a place you can come and shoot for $35 a year. It's unlimited shooting. You can come out here whenever you want, different distances, really perfect your archery skills, have a lot of fun in the process, and get some good exercise while you're at it.
The open house is Saturday, September 7th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The range is located on M553, right between Yooper and the Marquette County Fairgrounds. You can find membership information on their website, DeertrackBowhunters.com. The third annual UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo is coming up soon, the weekend of September 20th to be exact. I sat down with Sara from the Daily Press in Escanaba, who came up with the idea a few years ago.
My boyfriend and I were in the garage one night, just kind of chilling out, watching TV. Actually, I think we were watching Discovering. And, we were talking about how we needed a show like this here. And I was like, I can make this happen. And he's an avid fisherman and hunter. And then me being in media, it just kind of worked out, and first year was really successful. Everybody loved it, and everyone agreed we need something like this around here. So it's grown very well.
Sara's vision for the event is to make it bigger and better every year.
Last year we had 95 vendors, so I'm anticipating over 100 this year for sure. Like I said, it's just growing very well. People are hearing about it more and more, and the partners that we have are fantastic too. So we help, we ask them to help promote the event too, and not only just for the people to come, but for vendors, just come and check it out. Anyone that, could benefit from being a vendor here, we're welcoming that. Ice fishing and hunting or just normal fishing is what we're looking for, but all vendors are pretty much welcome to come. We want to try to make it more like a family-friendly event. We have minnow races for the kids, and we'll get a bunch of prizes. We go, like L&M and blades and whatnot. We look for little like fishing pole sets and little bow sets and just fun things to give away to the kids that participate.
It sounds like there will be something for everybody in the family, plus multiple giveaways.
So Bark River Knives, actually, last year they made us 4 different knives to give away for door prizes, and they had agreed to do something like that again this year. I'm not sure how many for sure. And Beaver Lures, because she can't make it, she's got something else going on. She's going to be donating some door prizes as well for us to give away so she can still be a part of it.
And since I spoke with Sara, they've also added deer hunting and fishing seminars. So stop by the expo, see what's new in the hunting, fishing, trapping, and outdoor gear world, and other local UP businesses that can help you out with whatever outdoor needs you might have.
So Hud's Fishing Lures, he's right from Rapid River. He's coming for sure. J Rope, he is coming. Schoolcraft Memorial Hospital is one of our major partners too. They've been a part of this since the beginning. Trinity Tree Stand is coming this year, and they also have a whitetail food plot. Cutco Knives is coming. Weeby Knives, if I'm saying that correct. Cloverland Distributing is going to be there as well. They actually have some unique products that nobody probably realizes, so that's why they're going to come and show the public, like, hey, this is what we do. Blake's Baits is coming too. He's that 14-year-old, well, he should be 15 now, I think, but he started his own business. He does his own baits and different jigs and whatnot, so yeah. No Glory will be there too. They're actually bringing a virtual reality hunting game, so that'll be a lot of fun. Blades Bait and Tackle will be there as well. Bayshore Resort jumped on board this year. L&M, Castle X Gear is coming, so that one is going to be pretty exciting because you normally think of them for snowmobiling, but they actually have an ice fishing line. So that'll be fun to see.
The 3-day event is held at the UP State Fairgrounds in Escanaba.
Yep, Ruth Butler Building. This year we're going to be allowing tailgaters. So I have my first tailgater that signed up. So what that is he'll be selling like fishing gear, hunting gear right out of the back of his truck. So, and that'll be an outside vendor. We have 4 food vendors right now coming too, so you can come hungry and you'll leave happy. So September 20th through the 22nd this year, Friday we're going to start at 3 o'clock and it's going to go till 8. Saturdays all day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then Sunday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We don't charge admission. But this year we are asking for a canned good donation or something for the animal shelter to get in. So that way we can, provide to our food banks and animal shelter.
I also know that Brian Whitens will be there with his Cooking Wild Seasonings, and I will be hanging out at the expo all weekend too, so stop by and say hi. That's all for tonight, and I hope to see you right back here next week for Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.